Hey people of VC, it's Andy Cloudy Mulder. Got a general collection update for you today. I had a comment on one of my older videos earlier today or yesterday, and just made me realise that I've not done a sort of general collection vinyl update video for about 4 months now. Doing a few of the 80s ones, but so in this series is just basically things that don't fit into the 80s category because I keep all that separate. Um, so yeah, I got a bit of a stack. I want to keep it under 15 minutes. So if it looks like I'm going to run out, I'll just save the rest of the ones I had for the next video. Um, so first up, this was interesting. This was a charity shop find. I've mentioned the Oxfam charity shop in Stockbridge in Edinburgh before. They're a dedicated music shop. They're not a charity shop where you pick up vinyl for 50p a pound. They know their stuff, but generally speaking, I'll go in there. I'll have to search everything. They've got a metal section, but there's never any metal in there for some reason. But if you flick through everything, all the pop and the rest of the stuff, usually I can find something. And I did this time. I found this, which I've never seen before. So this is a 10-inch single, W.A.S.P. I Am One. It's a live, it's on gatefold as well. Interesting. So this is a W.A.S.P. from Castle Donington, 1992, and it says up here, which you can't read, limited edition Donington bootleg, features part 2 of the entire Monsters of Rock live set. Part 1 available on limited edition CD digipack. Now I've never seen that released before, so I'm not quite sure what the other tracks were. But on side 1 we have I Am One and Wild Child, and on side 2 Chainsaw Charlie and I Wanna Be Somebody, just on plain black vinyl. Never seen it before, thought it was a nice thing, and so picked it up. So that was nice to have. On to the albums. Next up, I must have bought this end of last year or the beginning of the year. Only really started listening to it in the last couple of weeks, so I'm ready to file it away. But this is Wasted Theory, Death and Taxes. So this is a stoner or an American weed rock band, as they call themselves, but stoner to you and I. They're from Delaware. Heavy stoner metal, thunderous riffs, really kind of gritty vocals, but I'm very particular about my vocals, and they don't really, it doesn't really put me off. Love the artwork on here. Killer stuff. So this was self-released by them. They do have a second album that's only on CD, which I also have. Inner sleeve has lyrics on the other side and a picture of the band here. I picked this up as a double package from Bandcamp. This and their second album, Defenders of the Riff, I think it's called. And rather ironically, with it being called Death and Taxes, it was such a good deal, but I got stung on import tax as well. So I don't know. It's quite ironic, really. Death and taxes and all that. Next up, Mothership's latest album, 2017. This is on Heavy Psych Sounds, which makes this an Italian pressing, as Mothership are normally release their material on Ripple in the US, which is one of my favourite labels at the moment. It has some great stoner stuff on there. Mothership are from Dallas, Texas, and they kind of play a brand of sort of hard stoner rock. This is their third studio album. Mostly clean vocals, which I love. It's kind of stoner rock with a swagger, lots of cool fuzz. 3-piece. So you've got two brothers, Kyle and Kelly Jewett, and Judge Smith on drums. And actually, they came and played Edinburgh recently. As you see the signatures on here by the three of them. I was in the States with work at the time, so I missed it. But my friend, oh, bright yellow vinyl, a friend of mine picked it up for me and got them to sign it as well, which was really, really cool. So very happy to add some more Mothership to the collection. Let's see. Dio, Holy Diver Live. This is the 30th anniversary collector's edition, just in case you can't read. So this is a 2013 release by Vinyl Vault on clear red vinyl. It was originally released in 2006, I believe, just on CD. So as the title suggests, this is Holy Diver, the album, live. It's a triple album set, actually. Again, as it says on the front. I should read this before I really do the videos. The first three sides of the six are all the tracks from Holy Diver in order, and the remaining three sides are a couple of tracks from Dio's other albums, and then a mixture of Rainbow and Black Sabbath tracks. This is a really good bio, actually, of what happened. So I think the tour was 2005, and the tracks, I believe, were recorded in the UK. It's on gatefold. Some killer live pictures, very classic Ronnie James Dio. Yeah, great. It's not the best sounding live album I've ever heard, but come on, it's Dio. It was a great price as well. It really came down in Amazon one day, and it was I think it was under £15. So for a triple album, that's pretty good deal. Next up was a band that I did manage to catch live, and it was for the second time. This time they were promoting their latest album. So this is Elder, Reflections of a Floating World. Elder are from Massachusetts, and they play. So they're like a progressive psychedelic stoner rock band. This is the European version of this album, and the only interesting thing about the European version is it comes on, it's the only version to come on seafoam green, believe it or not. That's what it is. It looks a little bit more blue on the camera here, but it is kind of a sickly seafoam green, whatever that may be. Always get killer artwork with Elder albums. I mentioned it's a double album. As you can see, there are only actually 6 tracks on it, so they're quite long, which is the progressive element of the music, and it's a really complex listen. It's not the sort of thing I can put on and have as background music, because if I'm not concentrating on it and I'm not in the mood to listen to it, it just sounds a little bit noisy, and I kind of tune out of it, or have to switch it off. But when I am in the mood, and it's just really, really, really good. It's quite technical. It's quite complex is probably the best word I can come up with it, because it doesn't necessarily it doesn't have the sort of killer riffs of some of the other stoner stuff that I like. It's very different, but I like it all the same. Although I have to say that's I did buy that at the gig. They played in Edinburgh recently, and it's the second time I've bought an album having just seen them live. And on both occasions, I've always thought this stuff sounds a hell of a lot better live. If you get to see them live, really, really good. I mean, the show's fantastic. They played well over an hour. Jack Donovan, their bass player, looks such an unassuming guy off the stage, but when he's on, you can tell he's putting his heart and soul into his performances, and it's just not often that the bass player is the guy that you remember most from the band on the stage. But killer live. If you get to see them, go and check them out. Supporting them on the bill that night was a band called King Buffalo from Rochester, New York, and I picked up their album as well on the night, and that's Orion. Came with a CD copy of the album as well, which I always like, better than the download code, because I can rip it to the quality I like to listen to. It's on gatefold, but it's just one album this time. Really nicely produced. So this is on Stickman Records as well, same as Elder. Coloured vinyl again. This is more of a clear burnt orange. Anything going on? Very nice. So what do these sound like? This is something I could listen to as background music. But it's kind of difficult to categorize. It's really chilled out, but also heavy at times. I like one of the most chilled out heavy albums that I have, or the heaviest chilled album that I have. I'm not quite sure which, but it has some really heavy riffs at times, but other times it's quite sort of almost sort of ambient and just really, really good to throw on and listen to. Met the guys after the show. Got the 1, 2, 3 down here. Can't see that one because it's silver, but got to meet them and got the album signed, which was pretty cool. That's the wrong sleeve. That's the next one. We'll come to that one. Okay, so that was King Buffalo. We're going to go to the opposite end of the spectrum from Stoner now. So this is an album I got as VCLT from Andy's Vinyl Den. This is Tomb of Finland and their album Below the Green. This is from 2015 on Mighty Music. It's a Finnish band, funnily enough. And this is a Finnish pressing on black vinyl. I don't think it's too fancy. I'm not a black metal fan at all. This is kind of on the black metal meets doomier kind of thing. I don't really know how to describe it. I like it when it's doomy. Not so much when it's full on black metal. Vocals are really guttural, and that kind of puts me off. But it's got some really good bits and some not so good bits. But I don't know why Andy, you what the thought process when you sent me this, whether this was something that you had that you maybe didn't enjoy and you thought you'd pass on and see what I thought, or whether it's an album that you're really familiar with and you enjoy yourself. Now, for those who know Andy, he's a very talented artist, does comic books and things, and he often communicates in the comments through various innuendos and is really good banter with him. So I thought there may be some sort of hidden message along with here, and so I did a little bit of research on the album, and I actually found out that Tom of Finland is actually the pseudonym used by an artist in Finland as well, and this guy is known for his stylized, highly masculinized, homoerotic fetish art, and it has a big influence on late 20th century gay culture by all accounts. So I wonder if he's also somebody that perhaps influenced your style as well, Andy. Let me know in the comments below. But yeah, thanks for picking me with that, Andy. It's so it's not really my cup of tea, really, but it's got some okay bits to it. So the more the doomier side than the black metal side. Now on to Metal Wrong's favourite band. Now, company called Cast in Stone Entertainment recently ran a like a crowdfunding scheme to put both I Hear Black and WFO on vinyl. Now, after a few drinks, I got sucked into it and signed up. But it's one of those ones that it took so long to come that I kind of forgotten I did it. So when they arrived, it was a little bit of a surprise. But so I Hear Black. So this is the 2017 vinyl release of their originally 1993 album, and WFO I think is the first time that this is on vinyl. This originally came out in 1994. Now, although I like the music on both of these albums, the quality I think is piss poor, really, especially on WFO. The artwork for both is clearly just blown up from the CD, so it's fairly low res. On WFO, they've got all the tracks listed from the CD, including the bonus tracks, which aren't on the album, so quality control's not very good. The lyric sheet as well, I think, yeah, the titles don't always match up with the song, so that one's there, should be down here. For what I paid, I was disappointed, and I think it will probably put me off these crowdfunding things in the future. I'd rather go for more official releases, unless there was something, an album that I really, really wanted to get on vinyl. It's anyway, I could do it. But here's the inner for I Hear Black. I Hear Black was generally better done. But as far as the music goes, so they sound okay to me. I've read some reviews online where people have said they just sound terrible. You should get the original CDs, but I've not heard the original CDs, so they kind of sound okay to me in their current form. Overkill are a band I'm late to the party on. I'm aware that these aren't from their classic period that everybody loves, but I thoroughly enjoy the kind of the funk groove brand of metal that Overkill were playing at the time. I actually really do like the music on these albums, so I'm not disappointed about the music on them. Just I wouldn't want, I think I paid too much for what they are. But there we go, live and learn. Next up, I just realised I've blown my 15 minutes, so I'm going to carry on. I've only got a couple more to show. The band that got me into stoner music in the first place, this is Stake with their new album No God to Save. This is on Ripple. Mentioned them a couple of times already, and Stake always do absolutely killer artwork in their releases. It's a shame this one doesn't come with any sort of inner with the lyrics on as well. Clearly they didn't want to put the lyrics over the top of the gorgeous artwork, but it's on plain black vinyl. The difference in sound quality between this and their first full-length album, which was Slab City, clearly the move to Ripple has paid off. This has got a lot more to the sound, a lot better produced, and it's a great slab of heavy stoner fuzz. Check out Stake if you haven't. I'm a big fan of theirs. I've got all their releases on vinyl, and can't get enough of them. Hope to see them live again. Saw them live sometime last year. They're actually supporting Elder. First time I saw them, so that's cool. And last one for you today. More on the new wave of traditional heavy metal side. White Wizzard. This is what is their latest album. I think they've got another one coming out very soon. So this is from 2013 on Earache Records UK release. Their fourth studio album. Guys are from Los Angeles. Got this one as part of their Father's Day present from the kids, so that was pretty cool. They disapproved of Daddy's rock music, but one day they may get converted over, but we'll see. But fans of straight up heavy metal will love this. There we go. This picture of the band again. The inner sleeve with lyrics, just plain black vinyl. Yeah, custom sleeve labels. Yeah, they're not a pure 80s fandom band. I think they're one of the pioneers of the new wave of traditional heavy metal, and they're one of the ones that do it well. Clear Maiden influences to me, but they're not just another rip-off band. I think they bring something to the genre themselves. Right, so there you have it. That's 20 minutes of newer albums that I've bought over the last 4 or 5 months. There are a few more. I will save those for another video. I did actually pick up the Iron Maiden, recent Iron Maiden reissues box set. I plan to do some sort of worst to first video with the studio albums at some point, probably in the probably won't be to the new year now, but I want to spend some time come up with a different way, maybe a different way of presenting those, as I'm sure they've been shown quite a few times already. I may be very popular for videos. Thanks for watching. Check out the Cloudy Mulder Facebook page if you haven't already. You'll see things as and when I buy them, and just talk generally about the music I'm picking up, and reviews and things. Well, not really reviews, but check that out. Or Instagram as well. I'm probably going to end up with more Instagram followers than YouTube very soon, but yeah, thanks for watching. Click subscribe if you want to see more of this nonsense, and I will see you again soon. Cheers.